SCCA's National Championship Runoffs has long been a launching pad to professional careers for some, an annual pilgrimage for many, and a bucket list event just to compete in for all. This weekend, it is also a test extraordinaire, as for the contenders, Sonoma Raceway awaits.
Greetings and welcome to Sonoma Raceway, the site of the 55th running of the SCCA National Championship Runoffs, and our coverage of the runoffs presented by Mazda. Hello everyone, I'm Ryan Marine. Tom O'Gorman, two-time World Challenge champion, joining me in the booth. We'll be hearing from our pit reporter Hayward Wagner in a matter of moments, but briefly, Tom, this is the runoffs. This is the big granddaddy of them all when it comes to amateur road racing. The nerves are huge as we get set to go with our Grand Touring Light category. Field looks to be in good order behind that Trans Am pace car, which should be pulling off track here very soon. They're in the number 38, that's Ermish in the Nissan, and it's Huffaker in the MG Midget to the outside. That's left to right on the screen in front of you. 2 by 2 the cars as they come through turn number 12 and looking for the green flag up in the flag stand. Waiting for it. Patience in the start zone, and here we go. A good jump coming from that second row. That's the number 45 of Zeckert making his way to the outside. We're side by side, 4 rows deep through the field, coming up through turn 1, now through turn number 2 into this twisting section, high elevation as they climb through the gears up to the top of the hill, and coming out in front is Troy Ermish, your pole sitter. He'll lead the field, a nice clean start.
Yeah, really good work from Peter Zeckert too, coming from the second row up into the podium, third spot right now, but it's Taz Harvey looking back to the inside. He's going to try to get back. Taz Harvey really looking to keep those two in their sights, but look at Ermish just kind of driving away in these first couple of corners.
On our timing and scoring screens, hopefully we can get an update on that.
Oh, a big spin and a big impact for the 73 car.
That is a big hit. That is Dudson that we were just talking about a few moments ago. He has made heavy contact with the wall. We stay green for now. Has that car fired up again, but you can see a great deal of damage to the left front and also the rear of that car. Losing the bumper there as he returns to the track. It looks like we've got a replay. What do you see, Tom?
Oh, it just looks like he may have overcommitted on the entry and lifted, or potentially a mechanical failure, but a quick snap. Those CRXs, front wheel drive, short wheelbase, that can happen with those cars. Good to see that he's obviously okay and trying to drive the car away so the race can continue. But he was one of the quick cars in that 5th place battle.
Yeah, we were just talking about him indeed. And it speaks to the safety. Great story. His son actually bought him that race car. As we've got contact further back in the field, that sends the number 98 around. Trying to see exactly what happened there to Roy Lopshire.
Yeah, looked like an unfortunate moment, just trying to squeeze by a lapped car there, I believe, of that yellow Mini, and then contact squeeze between the wall and the Mini. He's going to be able to bail out. These guys doing a really good job of making sure this race stays clean as we come up on half distance. But that 98 car was knocking on the door of the top 5, so an unfortunate squeeze there.
Roy, one of the SCCA lifers in a lot of ways. He told me he last ran here at this track either in 1977 or 1978, but he also added it hasn't changed a whole lot since then. So some of that knowledge did transfer over, but looks like some misfortune for him now as we've got Okell battling for 7th right now with the 93 of Meyer. And right now, advantage Okell. He just moved up that position.
Yeah, good move down into really the only one of 2 braking opportunities, one of the more straightforward passing opportunities on this track. But check out the size difference of these cars. We've talked about variety, but those cars, it's like 2 of the midget there, or the Sprite there, could fit in the Toyota. A lot more aero work on the Toyotas. I think now that's Meyer going to work on getting that position back from the 5 car.
Right now, Okell has that position. As you can see on the screen there, that is for 6th position. That's where Okell runs right now, closing in on the top 5, although he's got about 18 seconds to try and run down Copley, who's in that 5th spot at the moment. Here we go with a replay of the contact. What did you see, Tom?
Yeah, it looked like just a little bit of unawareness from the Mini, but also the 98 car had a little bit more room, so I don't know that that incident was really necessary, but this is a long race. These guys don't always, like I said, they race 3 times a year minimum to be here. Those races tend to be shorter than this runoffs race. These cars and these drivers may not be used to just running this long, but just kind of an awkward moment between those 2 cars there as one was getting lapped by the other.
The challenge that presents behind the wheel, it makes it very difficult because you can't see what's on the other side.
This track is very polished. You can see here it's shiny right on that line, and that's actually the tire slides across that surface, kind of flat slides, and doesn't either overheat the tire, or you talk to other drivers, they can't even get heat in the tires the way they want. So on top of getting dirty offline, that's going to affect your ability to go side by side, but it's also affecting how these drivers are running in, like you said, long distance. They've seen short qualifying sessions. They're going for a fast lap so far this week, especially if they haven't been to this track before for a race. As the 93 car comes onto the front straight, these guys don't necessarily know how it's going to affect their car over a full 20-lap run.
It's Bill Meyer, the number 93 right now. 8 laps to go in this 20-lap race. Up front, really nothing has changed. Troy Ermish still showing the way. That lead has dwindled a little bit, but it's still pretty healthy at 21.5 seconds over Zeckert, who now has a shade under 5 seconds in hand over Harlan in the battles to complete the podium there. On our screen, we've got the 6th place runner. That's Bill Okell. He's trying to hold off Bill Meyer in the 93 that's running in 7th. Bill Okell, interesting story. He was talking to me a little bit about this car of his, the 1992 Austin Healey Sprite, and it is a Huffaker prepared car. So you know he's got machinery under him, and he feels very confident in that machinery, and for good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, looking at the times right now, down through Okell, who's running in the 6th spot, the slowest car in the top 6 is the leader, Ermish. So I suspect, like I've been talking about, that's some smart driving, just making sure the equipment's going to last. He's got 20 seconds in hand over the 2nd place car of Zeckert. Harlan had been making a good run on Zeckert, coming back within a second of him, but now Zeckert has found some speed and pulled that back out to almost 4 seconds over Joe in the 3rd spot.
I'll put this to you. If you're in Troy Ermish's position and you've got this lead and it is starting to come down a little bit, is that something you want to be aware of, or would you rather just focus on what you're doing?
Absolutely. I want to be aware of the other cars' gaps towards where I am on track, but that is definitely personal preference. Some drivers just want to have the horse blinders on and keep driving. Ermish slowing down by another full second there, so he's losing seconds off of his lead, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that, again, just managing the last 7 laps of this race. It was such a close race all the way across the board there for the podium. Just really, really, really cool stuff.
Wild start here on the race. Joe Huffaker, who we thought was going to be a contender, dropped by the wayside early. Here's some more great racing a little bit further back in the field. Troy Ermish was able to pull away and really controlled this race, but we had some moments, certainly. That was Dudson with the issue going back into, I think that was turn number 7. Thankfully, he was able to get out of that race car after a big impact, gives the thumbs up. That's good to see. Maybe the most dramatic moment of the race right here.
Absolutely. Such exciting stuff between Goodale there and Harlan, and then Zeckert with the breakage, heartbreak at the end, but it is Troy Ermish that comes out on top.
So Troy Ermish is your GTL national champion at the 2018 SCCA runoffs here at Sonoma Raceway. For Tom O'Gorman and also Hayward Wagner down on pit road, I'm Ryan Marine. Thanks so much for joining us in our presentation of the SCCA runoffs presented by Mazda.